welcome to Welsh Sports Insider. In this episode, we'll be checking out Wye Gymnastics in South East Wales. Ryan Giggs is off to Coleg Sir Gar to go and scout some of the next generation of Welsh football talent. And I'm down here in Pontypridd to check out a model basketball club, Pontypridd Panthers, and maybe try and shoot some hoops myself. Joined by John. John is the coach of the Pontypridd Panthers. Just been training here. Fantastic talent on display. I'm working at quite a sweat as well. It's a great way to keep fit as well, isn't it?
It is absolutely. It's a great thing for kids to get involved in. It's great as a sport to sort of complement other sports as well.
You guys have come a long way since you started the club.
Yeah, we started back in 2011. It was an initiative run by the local 560 officers here in the high school. They were looking to run or set up a community-based club, and we met by chance, and we went from there. I was, been involved with basketball for a long time, and it was the right time for me to get back involved. And we set up a club. We started really small, and it's grown over the last 8-9 years to where we are now. We've probably got in the region of about 100 members. Very much community-based, very much development club, so yeah, it's great. It's a lovely sport to be involved in.
Is there history in Pontypridd of basketball?
Yeah, there is actually. The old YMCA in Pontypridd, which is now in the process of being revamped, used to host the basketball club back in the day. Got a big history. Pontypridd Basketball Club used to play in the British League, and there was an exhibition in the museum in Pontypridd going back about 2 years ago, and there's some really nice memorabilia back in the museum in Pontypridd of basketball, back in the sort of 40s, 50s and 60s, and it was quite big then. I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled, because this means that we can do so much more here with extra baskets. We can have competitions, we can have better facilities for training. I was putting them out today and I'm getting really excited about it, so I know it's sad, but it's great.
Okay, so thank you very much, John. I'm now going to get back involved and work on some of my skills whilst we go and check out what Mika's up to over at Wye Gymnastics.
Now, we all know I like to try a new sport, so I've come down to Wye Gymnastics, who were named Welsh Gymnastics Club of the Year in 2019. Not only do they produce great young gymnasts, but they also provide sessions for children with autism and adults who would like to have a go at gymnastics. Now, I'm no pro, so I've been told I have to start at the very beginning. Been a volunteer coach at the club. You started off as a gymnast.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your time as a gymnast here.
Okay, so I started at 9 years old. I would say I did gymnastics more for the social side rather than the athletic side, and I definitely think that the club helped with that, because we have a very good family feel almost, because we're all really good friends and we all speak to the younger ones as well, and they become like mini friends, because they're really funny as long as they're behaving. They are really fun to work with.
Carly, thank you so much for having me here today.
No problem.
Now, I know gymnastics has a lot of specialist equipment.
It does.
And when there's grants available, it's really beneficial.
Oh, hugely. I mean, we couldn't, because we're a not-for-profit organisation, we couldn't afford to purchase the equipment. It's so expensive. So Sport Wales has provided some excellent grants for us. It's enabled us to buy some really good equipment for the club. So we purchased a fast track and a complete landing area. The fast track has enabled the skills for the gymnasts to progress in such a rapid manner, and we just wouldn't have been able to achieve the level that they have been. And then with the landing area, obviously we couldn't do without that really, because that landing area is just concrete. So yeah, it's been really, really great for us.
What do you find most rewarding about working with the club?
Most rewarding, I think, is seeing the development of the children, not just gymnastically, but sort of socially and emotionally. We have sort of shy children coming in, you can really see them coming out of themselves, and then with the young leaders, they develop into these young adults that are confident and they can give so much to their community.
I've had a go with the little ones.
Yes,
and I think I've passed my test.
Oh, absolutely. I'd sign you up as a member, 100%.
So I think it's now time that I have a go with the big ones and try some more difficult skills.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it.
So I'm going to take you through doing a front semi and have a look at some of your round off push backs.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, exciting. I'm excited. I can do this.
Perfect. That's what I like. Ready, Steady, Go, which is an autism group which come to socialise in our facility, and they can all interact with each other and learn some new skills.
Harry loves these sessions, he really enjoys coming here. He just loves actually using all the equipment and being able to run round and there not being a set structure, so he can just enjoy himself and relax. He's developing his physical skills but also his social skills as well.
To us as a family, it couldn't be more important. We wouldn't be able to go to regular clubs, and also for my son who is neurotypical, he gets to join in and come along as well, and he doesn't get to go to many clubs either because of the restrictions with Isabella, so for both of my children it's equally important.
It's a lifeline for our children to have something to go to and to be able to enjoy. So the fact that you can come here and feel safe and happy is wonderful.
So I'm joined here with Owen. Owen, you're a volunteer and a coach at the club. How long have you been involved with the club?
Well, John, when we started at the beginning of the year, my first year playing last year, so I didn't know much about the sport, but after some experience of playing a year, he felt that I had the knowledge to help down the young cubs and the under-14s and under-16s now. I help them do different stuff. I help them in the training sessions like this now, or it comes down when they have games. I'm either on the iPad doing stats so they know what areas they need to work on, or I'm either on the table doing the scoreboard and stuff like that, different ways I can help the game happen really.
Volunteering takes up quite a lot of time, and you obviously saying you've got a lot of stuff to do there. How do you kind of manage it? And would you kind of encourage other people to volunteer as well?
I reckon everyone should do it. It's something that's great for the community, and it's not doing anything wrong. You're always helping someone out doing it. I love doing a 3-hour session. Like we were running a session over 3 days not long ago in the week, the half term for I think it was under 10s, and I was down there for 3 hours and I was loving it because I'm involved in the sport I love to play. I mean, I'm helping other people out, I'm doing all different stuff, I'm reffing games, I'm coaching them, I'm taking my own little section. It's something I love to do.
So the training session behind me just about to come to a close, and later on we've got the Panthers senior team coming up against Swansea Storm. So looking forward to that, but whilst we wait, we better head over to see what Charlotte David's up to in Coleg Sir Gar.
We're here today at Coleg Sir Gar, who are preparing for the visit of a very special guest. Wales manager Ryan Giggs will be here at the college. He'll be in this room taking some questions from some of the students. He'll be checking out the facilities funded by Sport Wales, and he'll be having a bit of a kickabout himself. All right, and we're here in Coleg Sir Gar. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing today?
Yeah, meeting a few of the students, a bit of a Q&A, tested me actually. No, it was really good, and then just checking out the facilities really, fantastic facilities here. Wish I had this when I was a kid.
What advice would you give to yourself at 18 years old?
I think I was quite harsh on myself when I was younger, so I would get really down if I played bad. So I would be a little bit more lenient on myself and don't get too up and don't get too down. It's a good question, though.
What has been your proudest moment?
Probably a few months ago when we qualified for the Euros. We were in a bit of a sticky position after 2 defeats in the summer, and then to fast forward a few months and to qualify that night in Cardiff against Hungary, that's probably the proudest I've ever been. Thank you.
Mr. Giggs, no?
It's been a fantastic day. Fantastic to have such an inspirational character here on campus. I mean, part of our strategy is to inspire learners and to have him on campus and to engage with the learners. Fantastic opportunity for them and for us as a college. Well, the funding from Sports Wales for us as a sports college really is really important, because it helps us galvanise our place in the community, and not only that, provide top-class facilities for our learners and particularly our sports students, because with the grant that we've had, we've been able to build an AstroTurf facility, which has been a brilliant asset for us as a college and a real asset for the community as well.
Is the college's relationship with the wider community?
It's very important for us. We are a college which prides itself on being in the heart of the community. Looking at the facilities that we've got, the community use them on a regular basis. Every night they come in to do some learning, or they use the sports facilities that we have. So it's really been a really important asset, you know, in that context.
I think it's fair to say, even if they don't go on to have a career in sports, you learn so many life skills, don't you, just by being active and being a part of a team.
Exactly. My best mate now, I met at football. I met him when I was 10, Sunday League team. He introduced himself in the changing rooms, and I'm still his best mate now. That was 35 years ago, 36 years ago. So, you meet new friends. Like you say, you learn leadership skills, you learn about disappointment, and ultimately what it's all about, trying to enjoy yourself and express yourself in sport. I think it's really important that we have the facilities like this where young players can showcase their skills.
It was excellent. I felt really good because he's my favourite player. Ryan Giggs was just skilling, shooting, passing. He's so good. He's an amazing player. It's the most fun I've had in a long time.
You never think that a legend like Ryan Giggs would come down to Smethley. Like, I think he's got other stuff to do, better than to come and see us. So, it's good that he actually cares about the teams and Wales and the upcoming stars and the next generation.
So we've just seen how the under-18s do it, and now it's time to check out how the senior team does it. unfortunately, that's it for this episode of Welsh Sport Insider. Thank you very much for watching. Diolch yn fawr am wylio. We'll see you soon.